Singapore has urged all parties in Myanmar to start negotiations to pursue a peaceful political solution. Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says that this can only begin if political detainees like President Myint and State Counsellor Aung Suu Kyi are immediately released. He's told Parliament that the use of lethal weapons against unarmed civilians is inexcusable.
Despite ASEAN's core principles of consensus and non-interference, ASEAN can still play a constructive role in facilitating, hopefully, a return to normalcy and stability in Myanmar. This was why Singapore strongly supported ASEAN's efforts from the start, including the ASEAN Chair's statement. We believe in engagement and dialogue in good faith with all relevant stakeholders.
A special ASEAN Foreign Ministers Meeting will be held tomorrow to listen to a representative of the Myanmar military. Mr. Balakrishnan says ASEAN will also work closely with external partners to foster an inclusive dialogue with key stakeholders.
We must ensure that the mutually beneficial relations that ASEAN and our partners that have built up do not become paralyzed by this issue. If we can hold together and maintain ASEAN centrality, the longer-term prospects for our region are still robust.
Young Wycott joins us live now for more on this story. Wycott, Aung San Suu Kyi faces 2 new charges.
That's right, Don. One of them is related to a telecommunications law, likely linked to the walkie-talkies, which she's accused of importing illegally. She's also accused of having the intention to cause harm to the state. Now, I spoke to lawyers. This is likely linked to the February 1st letter. If you recall, shortly after the coup, the NLD had posted a letter on its Facebook page saying that the message was from Ms. Aung San Suu Kyi, who had pre-written that message. And the contents of the letter tells supporters to say no to the coup and to protest against it. Now, I also want to quickly talk about the timing of these arrests. These were not slapped on Ms. Suu Kyi at one go. They were staggered. And one can only imagine that this is designed to keep Ms. Suu Kyi detained for a long period of time. And you've said earlier on too, Don, that tomorrow there will be an ASEAN informal talk on Myanmar. There will be no doubt that ASEAN will be calling Myanmar to release the leaders, Aung San Suu Kyi as well as Myint. But these 4 offences, these 4 charges, perhaps would give Myanmar a very convenient, a very easy response to ASEAN, saying that she now faces 4 offences, 4 charges, and they might have to let the legal procedure run its course.
Meantime, Wycott, 3 former UN experts have formed this Special Advisory Council for Myanmar. What's their aim?
Yeah, this was formed just today on March the 1st, which is 1 month after the military coup. Very simply put, the aim is to be an advisor to the human rights defenders and activists to look at their strategies, as well as an advocate for them on the international platform. This is still very new. We don't know what kind of work they will be doing next, but it will be very interesting to see the reactions of Myanmar people as well as the administration of Ms. Aung San Suu Kyi, because these 3 experts had previously, in their course of their work, been very critical about Myanmar. They have been also very critical about Ms. Aung San Suu Kyi's government. Ms. Yang Hee-lee, for instance, she is the former UN Special Rapporteur on Myanmar. She had been able to access the country in a capacity back then until 2017. Ms. Suu Kyi's government accused her of writing reports that are not independent as well as inaccurate. For Mr. Marzuki as well as Mr. Chris Sidoti, they both have been involved in the UN's fact-finding mission, where they investigated and wrote extensively on genocide in Rakhine State. Now, those 2 gentlemen have also not been given access to Rakhine State to carry out their work. Having said that, these are now coming out as individuals, as independents. They are no doubt experts in UN, human rights, as well as Myanmar. So their work moving forward will be very closely watched.
Wycott, thank you very much for that update. Young Wycott there with the very latest that we know of the situation in Myanmar.